Okay, team, welcome to the podcast. This one here is about how to become undeniable and make it unreasonable for you not to achieve anything you set your mind to in 2024.
And what you're going to learn in this video is how to understand your own psychology. Like so many programs out there, they talk about generic business psychology. It could be about like general self-development. This is about you understanding your personal masculine psychology, the part of you that is perhaps it's maybe dormant, you haven't nurtured it, you don't know what it is. This will help you enormously. And how to take the best from the personal performance and the sporting world to implement into your life so it will absolutely help you instantly change what you're trying to change.
Yeah, this is for you if you've achieved some form of success. Like you're doing all right. Even actually to the outside world, people probably look at you and go, yeah, he's doing pretty fucking well. But to you, you know you're playing at level 4. You've got level 10 in the bag. You know you're at level 4. There's that gap. You want to fucking close that gap.
Yeah, I think this is what I'd call the knowing doing gap. You know what to do, but you're not doing it.
Yeah.
Or you've perhaps read some stuff in the past, you're not implementing, you're frustrated, you know you could have a better life, you know you could have a better body, you know you could have a better relationship, but the environment that you operate in is keeping you fairly low. There's no one else in your current environment who's doing what you want to do. So this session is for you if you want to know a way to solve that.
It's not for you if you think that you can do it all on your own. It's not for you if, and listen, I was there at certainly one stage when my ego was way too big and I was like, now I fucking figure it out on my own. So if you think you can do it on your own, and you can figure it out yourself, this is not the place for you to be.
Yeah, and what we want to do is we want to share with you what's working for guys just like you.
Yeah.
You know, the likelihood is you're listening to this podcast, you're watching this video because you're looking for guys that are like you, doing things that you want to do and achieving results that you want to get. Now, we want to share with you what's working for guys in our world and then that's like super easy to implement and that's actually going to get results straight away.
Let's talk about like the Awakened Man model, the model that we use. What's the version of us that we were before we implemented the model?
I think for me, it was not doing what I said I was going to do. I think it was having intentions, having desires, and having a want for things, but not going and taking action. Being indecisive, being unsure of myself, not really knowing who I was as a man, and not having a group of men to actually hold me to a higher standard.
Yeah, I'll tell you what was there for me is I considered myself as disciplined, but I wasn't. I was like disciplined in like one area. I was fucking really good at my fitness. I could class myself as disciplined in fitness. I had a great body. But other areas like my relationship or my business or having the hard conversations, or like I was actually quite undisciplined in a lot of those areas.
Yeah, and I think another one for me was that believing that I was very emotionally intelligent, but not having the right people to talk about some of the things and thoughts and feelings I was having because I would just say that people didn't want to listen or I didn't want to share. So I think a big thing for me was being able to talk openly about the things that were going on in my life and moving through struggles and challenges way, way quicker.
Yeah. I fucking used to blame people. Like it just like maybe not even externally, but internally, I'd like blame others for maybe situations that I was in, and it'd be like, well, yeah, because he's doing that, that's why I'm fucking in this situation. So I was like, I wouldn't have ever called myself a victim, but I had a lot of the victim mentality.
I definitely would have called myself having a victim mentality. I took extreme ownership to my fitness, my business. Yeah, I would take a victim mentality to some of my relationships. And so doing this work, which we share, has enormously shifted that.
Here's what happened for me. I had all the nice things, nice watch, nice car, model wife, big house, fucking unfulfilled. I had all those things that I thought were going to fill me up and that's the pinnacle. Got that, fucking unhappy.
Yeah, I think that for me it was also is getting really, really clear on what I really wanted. Not just like what was kind of good in my life, but what my life's purpose was. And the process of getting clear on that has been transformational.
Okay, right. And then going through because we've been doing the Awakened Man for a good few years. So going through that process, outcome of that.
I think the number one for me is my relationships. Being transparent, open, really, really powerful in the way that I show up in my relationship at home. I take bigger shots. And equally, I think that the guys that we work with, they're so fast to have an insight or move, like make a decision that their life starts moving quicker. They don't stay stuck as long as they used to. And if they do feel stuck, they are quickly moved along the bus into action. And that shifts their life so much quicker than before.
I think for me personally, the biggest one that's standing out is that I will consistently take the illogical routes, I call them the route Bs, the more difficult routes. I'm in the fucking arena. I'm not on the sidelines. There were times before where I would step in the arena sometimes and I'd be on the sideline for the rest. Now I'm like playing in bigger arenas and I'm in there fighting. And I can see that's very, very consistent now that I will consistently make bigger moves.
Yeah, and a big one for me, like my personal confidence in my skill set. You know, and this isn't just me. I noticed that I am so much more confident and aligned with what I am very, very exceptional at. And that having an echo chamber of men pointing out your blind spots and the things that you're freaking really good at is so invaluable, because that just doesn't happen in day-to-day life for a lot of men. Yeah.
And actually, what I didn't say on my previous version is I was pretty fucking lonely for a long time. Although it seemingly looked like I had a big team of people and I was married and so on, it seemingly looked like I had a lot of people around me. I was actually felt very isolated and lonely. Now it's a very different situation. I've literally got like 50 guys that fucking jump on an airplane and come and see me. It's a very different situation now.
Yeah, and the one for me was I've shifted from an angry, rageful, resentful man. Yeah, like I was angry. I was angry at the world. I was frustrated at myself. I was resentful to some of the ways that I'd behaved in the past and people in my life. And the work that I've done, especially in Awakened Man with the men that we work with, is that I am now a very compassionate, kind, loving man. And that's how I create my life. I really do find that my life is easier because I'm not hating at the things about my past or how I'm showing up in the moment. So there's been a big shift there.
Let's talk about the model. So this is a model that we created over a number of years. It's not just me and Ben here. There's Yazine, who's like a freaking scientist, psychologist, who's played a massive, massive part in this. What's the model that we created that we run ourselves and we take guys through?
Well, it's body, brain, and backbone. So there's 3 parts: body, brain, and then backbone. First of all, getting your body right. Now, as a guy, getting your body right is the most important thing. It's the easiest and the fastest quick win. So if you listen to this and you watch this and your body's not right, if you get that right, your focus improves, your intentionality improves, your discipline improves, everything improves. And it's just so easy to do that. You're in full control of this. When you've sorted your body, it's then about your mind. It's like getting your mind in the right place, looking at the right types of ways to communicate with the people around you, how you set your own goals, how you show up, how you think. Like when you've got those 2 things right, you then can work on your backbone. Now, backbone is your spine. And for a lot of guys, they have a soft spine and hard front, which means that they go through their life reacting to everything. Whereas what we help guys do is have a soft front and strong spine. They can take on so much responsibility. They can lead at the highest levels because nobody can hurt them because they've got such a strong spine. So that's like anti-fragility, doing an integrity, and all those things. So when you marry those the body, the brain, and the backbone up, you get a guy who is literally never going to be put down. He's going to keep moving towards his goals. And actually seeing that, I like that saying, like a rising tide floats all boats. When you get those 3 things right, it affects every area of your life in the right way. It doesn't just help your fitness improve. You don't just improve your relationship. You don't just get a better business. everything improves. And that's the best way, because when you're a guy who's just focused on his business, but you ignored your health, you ignored your relationships, at some point they're going to bite you in the arse.
Yeah, that fucking happened to me. Like I was married. We had a baby boy. I had a business with a team of 20 people. I was winning all these awards. I had a big office that we owned. Like I said earlier, I had the nice house, but I was very unfulfilled. And there were plenty of places where there was a huge freaking integrity gap. I wasn't showing up fully in my relationship. I wasn't having the hard conversations. I had a freaking business breakdown. Like I had all these great things externally, but actually what was really going on was that I had no freaking boundaries. I didn't assert my needs. I didn't even know what fucking asserting my needs was, right? And so I had all these things, but there was this huge breakdown actually going on in the background.
Yeah. And so some of the benefits of the model we teach guys is like what Pete said there. We help guys understand what boundaries are, what needs are, how to actually lead from a place of making sure they're all met, how to actually have hard conversations. All these things we talk about in every single one of our programs because they are freaking vital for a guy to know in order to lead his life in the way that he wants to.
Yeah, because this is for me, right? When I began to understand my emotions, when I began to understand my own behaviors, my like internal blocks, all that like I had so much internal resistance that was subconscious. I just fucking didn't know it was there. Like even like financial thermostats. I had these thermostats. I just didn't know. I didn't realize they were there. When I began to understand all those things and unlock them, it was like the handbrake went down. And then I pushed the accelerator and then go.
I think that's what happens for a lot of guys, that when they start to understand that these are things that are going on for them, when they like name it to tame it.
Yeah.
And they flow towards their goals. They have an easier life, even though they're doing harder things, and they achieve way more. Now, the benefits of the experiences we provide for men is that it makes them wealthier. It improves their relationships. It gives them a community. It gives them accountability and challenge. All the things that guys need to actually perform.
It also gives them, this is again speaking from my own personal experience, but also witnessing all the other guys, like having clear vision, knowing what you want, like going, because otherwise you're just like fucking taking shots you don't know what you're either stuck, not moving forward, or you're firing in all directions, not really going anywhere. But once you get very, very crystal clear on, actually, this is my purpose. I've got some real purpose here, and I'm going after that daily. That feels really good. Like you're more in flow with things.
Yeah, and I think that's why the efficacy of how we do what we do works so well. It's like micro mentoring that pushes you forward 1% a day is so beneficial for guys who don't want to be like overwhelmed with knowledge and information. They need just one thing to do every single day, and it means that they're actually in motion. So they knock down their obstacles and the things that often got in the way in the past way easier. So they create personal momentum. So Pete, how would a man, if he's like interested in hearing more about this, what's his next step?
Okay, next step, if you want to know more about the program, The Awakened Man, there are a couple of tiers to the program. Literally, DM The Awakened Man on Instagram or my personal Instagram account or Ben's personal Instagram account and just send us a message. Say, hey guys, found out about your program. I'm interested in knowing more. And then we can send you an application form.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Cheers, team.